Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to tackle a really fun and creative challenge. How do you take an entire brand, everything it stands for, its heart, its soul, its products, and boil it all down into one powerful 60-second story? We're going to use the amazing kids brand Toucan Works as our case study and build one right from scratch. So how do you do it? And more importantly, how can you do it too? Let's dive in.
This is the big question, isn't it? You're scrolling through Instagram, through YouTube. You've got maybe a minute, if you're lucky, to make a real connection. It sounds almost impossible, but it really comes down to having a super clear strategy that cuts right to the heart of what truly matters.
So, here's our game plan. We're going to start with the core why, then see how the brand's values bring that to life. We'll look at the magic in the product itself, nail down its vibe, and then, the grand finale, we'll put it all together into a 60-second storyboard. Let's get started.
Okay, first things first. The brand stories that really stick with you, the ones that actually connect, they don't start with what they sell. Nope. They start with why they even exist. This is the emotional heartbeat, the reason anyone should care in the first place.
And wow, this right here is just a perfect example of that why. This is so much more than a clever tagline for Toucan Works. It's literally their entire philosophy packed into 7 words. It instantly tells you this brand is all about the process, about creativity, and about happiness, not just something you buy off a shelf.
And it all boils down to this one powerful idea: co-creation. See, Toucan Works isn't just selling you a piece of furniture or a toy. They're selling you an experience, a project, a memory you're going to make together. The product is intentionally left incomplete so that you, the family, gets to provide that final creative touch. That's the whole why.
Okay, so if the why is your destination on a map, the brand's values are like the GPS, guiding every single turn you make. They're what turn that big philosophy into real concrete actions. And for Toucan Works, those actions are super clear. Just look at how clear these are. Creativity over perfection, that's huge. It means the mess is not only okay, it's part of the magic. Participation over consumption doubles down on that co-creation idea. And keepsakes, not throwaways, that immediately positions their products as something to be treasured for years. These aren't just buzzwords, they dictate everything.
And here's where you can see those values in action, clear as day. Check out the tone of voice. Instead of some rigid technical manual, their language is all about encouragement. No right way, only your way. That is a direct expression of creativity over perfection. It's a small choice in words that completely changes the entire experience.
All right, so we've got our why, the soul of the brand. We've got our how, the values that guide it. Now we get to the what, the products themselves. This is the tangible, physical proof of everything the brand stands for.
This simple 3-step journey is basically the brand story in miniature. It starts with this simple, eco-friendly box. Then comes the most important part, that messy, joyful, creative chaos of making something together. And it doesn't just end with a stool or a shelf. It ends with a keepsake that holds the memory of that experience forever.
You know, a great story isn't just about the words you use. It's about how you make people feel. This is the vibe. It's that sensory layer you build with colors, with fonts, with images that creates an instant emotional gut feeling. For Toucan Works, that vibe kicks off with a color palette that tells its own story. First up, you've got this vibrant, optimistic yellow. It just screams creativity, which is then balanced out by this really calm, harmonious teal.
And then, bam, a splash of coral to bring in that pure, energetic joy of just making stuff.
And it's all grounded by a really confident black that makes all those brights just pop right off the page.
But maybe the most important color of all is the natural wood. This is the unfinished canvas. It's the visual representation of their entire philosophy. It's brilliant.
All right, so we have all our ingredients. We've got the why, the how, the what, and the vibe. Now for the fun part, let's put it all together and actually build the narrative for our 60-second brand video.
Okay, picture this. The first 15 seconds, boom, quick cuts, a box opening, little hands on plywood, playful music. That sets up the what. Then, the heart of the story, the next 25 seconds, is all messy, joyful scenes of family, painting, building, laughing. That's the why and the values in action. Then we get the big reveal, the finished, unique keepsake in a kid's room. And you close it all out with that knockout tagline. In just 60 seconds, you've told the entire story. It's perfect.
So the big takeaway here is that every single brand, every project, hey, even your own personal brand, has a story inside of it. And by using a framework like this, starting with your why and building out from there, you can tell that story in a way that's powerful and, most importantly, authentic. So the final question is for you. Your brand has a story. What will you say in your first 60 seconds?